Welcome to another Baby Theater. Today, we're going to be talking about the Bearington. You see, Bearington has been around before time exists, really. Bearington was, he has many names that he goes by. And that's just one name is Bearington. Many of the ancient gods and demons, those names were attributed to Bearington. He could take really any form that he would like. But as of late, he's been a teddy bear. Kind of a deranged teddy bear, but still a teddy bear. Now, it's kind of a long story, but also I'll only go over the tidbits. But one day, there was a girl named Lucy, and short for Lucifer. And she really had, a lot going for her. She had a father, but she didn't have a mother, unfortunately. And she never did really have a mother. She did have a a grand that she could visit, but yeah. So one day, she was writing a letter over to Santa. Well, she misspelled Santa, and she wrote Satan instead, right? Well, guess what one of Barrington's names is? Satan. Anyway, Bearington gets the mail, and in a mile, and he's like, okay, now I gotta take care of this little girl. So he goes, and suddenly, Lucy has a new toy. Now, the thing about Lucy is, she's a pretty rambunctious girl. And Barrington just really likes her personality. She's just a real go-getter. So he sticks with her. And they go on all kinds of adventures together. And as she grows older, she ends up going to school, everything like that. And she grows older. Now, that's just one part of Barrington's life. Somebody he takes care of, right? But he also, he basically runs a Masamau. And he's done that for, a long time. Really before it really was even a Masamau itself. He'd been in the Dark Snaps before. He's free to travel realms. He travels whatever realm he would like. How do we say them? Something like unhinged realms where they're not actually tied into an actual physical realm. Even those realms he can travel to, like in dreams, for example. Not necessarily the dream realm, he can travel there, but there are also dreams that one can have within themselves. You can dream up a whole universe if you wanted. He can actually come into those realms and live. Now, that's the interesting thing about Bearington is he can go anywhere. Yeah. But that's because he is of the materials that created everything. Dream materials. I mean, when you really think about it, every single realm is a dream realm. It's dreamt by something. For example, the realm that we are in is dreamt up, and we are simply part of a dream, huge dream. But yeah, so Bearington, the only thing he cannot really do is he can't dream realms up himself. And that's due to his own programming. I mean, he simply is a dream himself. So he's made up of the fabric of space and time that exists. And so he's not a dreamer per se. And I don't even think he could be a keeper if he wanted to be. But yeah, Bearington, he is pretty legendary. He also there's this this time period in which the ancients on Mars lived. Now, they utilized teddy bears for all of their, basically like AI, and the teddy bears would protect and ensure that everyone is okay and everyone is working right, and make sure that everyone's taken care of. Well, one day, Malice walked into this cave, and he was just a little kid. But he walked into this cave, and he found a crystal in there, like a dark crystal. And the dark crystal started to speak to him. And this race on Mars, they weren't the ancients. They actually weren't the ancients, but they were something similar. And I believe they were called the Daviscus, is what it was, the Daviscus. And they really had no war, no crime, never stole or anything like that. The machines, like the robots, the teddy bears, they would provide everything needed, grow everything needed, assemble everything. And it was great. I mean, it was the perfect everything. Perfect society, you would say. And so Malice really didn't have like a dark side or anything like that. I mean, he was very vanilla. He was very innocent and just knew exactly what to do and what not to do. But once he had that crystal, it really unleashed half of that darkness within, and it caused him to turn the AI against the whole society. Wiped out his family, his friends, everyone inside that whole Mars village. Killed everyone. And the Desovius as another race that's just that race is just pure destruction and devastation. They're not really a race per se. They're actually a symbiote blood. Very. They destroy each other. They destroy themselves, and that's That's who they are. Now, that, the last of its race, crash landed upon Mars just right around that same time period. And they gave Malice just a vial of their blood. Actually, I think it was 7 vials of their blood, whatever they could spare, before dying. And Malice took the ship that crash landed, and he took it straight to Earth, and he unleashed. He found the most beaten and broughton and turned down, people or sometimes animals, and gave them these vials. And what it did was very similar to that crystal, that dark crystal. Basically gave them evil intent, and it gave them power beyond their imaginable dreams. It made them incredibly intelligent. They had the hive mind kind of thing going on, where they all had access to unbeknownst knowledge, and just like a Kamala, really. And so they were able to unlock years and years and years of study and truth. Well, one of these animals that he used was actually a penguin. And this penguin, he actually had just lost everything because there was a huge oil shipment that blew up, exploded, and nobody could get out. But Malice saved him and was able to give him some of the blood. And before you know it, the penguin could talk. The penguin could think clearly. Could form all kinds of different things. Form entire organizations if you wanted. That's exactly what he did. And Bearington, the reason why he became a teddy bear is exactly that. It's exactly based on those mechanical bears that destroyed an entire civilization just simply by being manipulated. And so, yeah, it's crazy. See you next time.